love yours. No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours.
On another episode of Keeping Up with Queen P. I need you to be real with yourself for a second. How much of what you watch online is actually good for you? Like, be honest. Do you ever find yourself watching the same type of content over and over again, and suddenly you're feeling some type of way about your own life? One thing about me, I love YouTube. I love discovering new creators. I love watching people's lives, seeing how different people live, and just enjoying good, entertaining, or either educational content. But let me tell you something. The moment I see a woman opening a Louis Vuitton bag, drinking fancy champagne, staying in luxury hotels, face always beat, wig laid, I clock out. But hold on, listen. I don't have a problem with such type of content, but I do have a problem when I know that that woman is being sourced financially from a man. Hold on a bit, stick with me for a moment. And when I say this is usually from a perspective where the woman is relatively younger, and that's usually an older man, like a 35-year-old and older, behind the scenes. So you can already see the signs, she would say things like, my man who's not my man flew me out to this destination, he paid for my accommodation and all the activities I needed to do. And let's be honest, guys, you really think that lady didn't give this man anything in return? It's not to say that I don't appreciate luxury content at all, because I do. There are really women out there who do work hard to earn their own money and maintain their own lifestyle. But for others, it's pretty obvious, and honestly, we're all grown enough to connect the dots and recognize it. And it's not to say that I'm jealous or anything. Trust me, I love to see people win, but I know myself. I know that if I sit there and consume that consistently, I will start to tell myself that my life is boring and that my life is just not giving. Especially considering the fact that I am in a relationship, it might get to a point where I would start to feel like my partner should be treating me like that because I see so many women getting spoiled online. But the truth is, my relationship isn't built on flashy material things, and there's also nothing wrong with that, But on the other hand, I value relationships based off of respect, communication, and real connection. And when I compare what I see online, it starts to make me feel like my relationship isn't enough. But here's the thing, comparing my love to someone else's luxury love life isn't fair for either of us. My reality isn't theirs, and their reality isn't mine. And that's okay. I just need to do what I have to do in order to protect my peace and my mental at the end of the day. The thing here is also, I'm a student. I don't have a full-time source of income yet. I still live with my parents. So realistically speaking, that lifestyle is also not in my lane right now. And that is perfectly fine. But when you constantly consume something that doesn't align with where you are in your life, you start feeling like you're lacking, even when you're not. And it's crazy how what we watch can eventually start to shape how we see our own lives. And again, I'm not saying don't watch luxury content or soft life content, but at the end of the day, comparison is a thief of joy. And sometimes you don't really know what this person is actually going through behind the scenes. But then again, if you want to do what you want to do, go on ahead and do you, boo. But just be mindful, because whether you realize it or not, once you start consuming too much of something, it starts to become your reality. You start thinking that if you're not traveling, if you're not drinking overpriced cocktails on a rooftop somewhere, if you're not doing a get ready with me that includes a designer bag, then you're doing life wrong. And that's all a lie. The internet has a way of making us feel like we're behind, like we need to do more, have more, be more. But at the end of the day, most of us are still trying to figure out our lives, We're students, we just entered into a new job, we're trying to find out how to save better, we're working towards something, we have responsibilities. And if you let social media trick you into thinking you're failing just because you're not living the life of an influencer, you will rob yourself of the joy that exists right now in your own life. I always say, watch how you feel after consuming certain content. Does it make you feel motivated, inspired, or does it make you feel like your life is suddenly not enough? Because the second I start to feel like my life is mundane, I know I need to switch up what I'm watching. So, how do you control what you consume? Firstly, I would say be intentional. Ask yourself, why are you watching the certain type of content that you're watching right now? Secondly, diversify your feed. Watch people who inspire you, not just people who make you feel like you're lacking. The thing with social media algorithms is that it's meant to show you what you've already watched. So if you continuously watch these girls' lives being funded by older men, you'll start to see a bit more of those type of content land up on your feed again. And your brain will start thinking that, oh, this is normal, but it's not. It's a highlight reel. Social media isn't real life, it's just curated. And the worst part of it all is that the more we see it, the more we start craving it. It's literally a dopamine thing. Your brain gets used to seeing certain aesthetic, perfect, rich life. And then anything that doesn't look like that, it feels like, no, this is boring. But real life isn't boring. It's just not being edited for YouTube. Also, don't forget, it's very important to take breaks from social media, especially when you are feeling overwhelmed. This is a sign that you need to log off and get in touch with yourself again. And lastly, remember, social media is curated. People only show you what they want you to see. There's nothing wrong with showing off, because social media is supposed to be fun. You are supposed to be showing off your life, and living your life freely and not caring about what anybody thinks. But at the end of the day, it's really important to love yours. Like J. Cole said, always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you've got. Always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock. Always gonna be a girl that's better out there on the tours. But you ain't never gonna be happy till you love yours. And that is the truth. It's easy to get caught up in what other people are doing, but when you're constantly comparing yourself, you forget to appreciate your own wins, no matter how big or small they are. Social media should be about making memories, having fun, and sharing moments that matter to you, not just about keeping up with what looks the best. So, yeah, flex if you want to, but don't let someone else's life make you feel like your life isn't enough. Because trust me, once you start to appreciate what you have, you'll realize that there's nothing else in this world that is missing in your life. At the end of the day, it's about finding balance. Yes, enjoy the luxury content, admire the beauty, but don't let it skew your perception of what a real, healthy relationship should look like and what a real life actually looks like. And in terms of relationships, it's not about the things that that person has. It's about when you take away the materialistic aspect of this person, are they still able to respect you? Are they still able to communicate effectively to you? Are they still able to understand you, make you feel seen, appreciated, and heard? So remember to protect your peace. Set healthy boundaries with what you consume, and remind yourself that your life and your relationships are perfect just the way they are.
Always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock. Always gonna be a bitch that's better out there.